If you're thinking about moving to Washington, especially from California, Texas, Arizona, Colorado, or even Seattle, there's something you need to understand before you pack a single box. Washington is not just one place. Most people think Washington looks like Seattle. Gray skies and rain and coffee shops, evergreen trees. And while that version of Washington definitely exists, that's only one piece of the state. Because within a few hours, you can go from coastline to rainforest, from major city to mountain town, from wine country to desert. And if you are considering places like Yakima, Washington, you're about to discover a side of Washington that a lot of people didn't even know exists. I'm Corie Burke. I'm a realtor here in Yakima County, Washington. I help a lot of people relocate here from out of state. And today I want to share the real stuff people should know before moving to Washington, and specifically Eastern or Central Washington. The biggest misconception people have is that all of Washington looks like Seattle. Certainly doesn't. On the west side, you have the Puget Sound region, the I-5 corridor, bigger cities, more rain, and the classic Pacific Northwest feel. Then you cross the Cascade Mountains and everything changes. Eastern Washington is sunnier, drier, more agricultural, and generally much more affordable. In Yakima specifically, we get around 300 days of sunshine a year. And that does not mean it is Southern California all year round, trust me. It means we experience all 4 seasons, but with a lot more sunshine than most people expect. Our summers are really hot, our falls are gorgeous, our springs are beautiful and blooming, and our winters are cold, but usually not buried under snow because we're pretty dry here. And if you're moving here expecting Seattle weather, you're really going to be surprised. Now, who is moving here? Who moves to Yakima? The people I see relocating here the most often are military families, California retirees, Seattle transplants, remote workers, and young families. And they all really tend to move here for pretty similar reasons. The cost of living here is lower. There is no state income tax in the state of Washington, and housing is significantly more affordable than many West Coast markets. And you still get access to everything that makes Washington special. But there are some things that really surprise people when they move here. The first surprise that I see people noticing with gusto for sure is the summer heat. Most people do not associate Washington with triple-digit temperatures. But here in Yakima, summer temperatures over 100 degrees are not only possible, they're frequent. And the upside is that we also have low humidity and cool evenings compared to many parts of the country. The second surprise that I see people being shocked by is the wildfire smoke. This is unfortunately part of life throughout much of Western United States now, but people often think of California when they think about wildfires, but smoke can absolutely impact Washington greatly as well. It's not something that affects us every day, but it's something you should understand before moving here. And especially in the summer seasons, you can expect there to be times when you cannot hang out outside because of the wildfire smoke. The third surprise are mountain passes. The mountain passes aren't nearly as scary as some people make them out to be. They don't affect daily life for most people. But if you're traveling to Seattle during the winter, you need to pay attention to weather conditions. You need to keep chains in your vehicle, and you need to check WashDOT, which is the Washington Department of Transportation, before you leave. And understand that occasionally weather may affect your travel plans. For most people, it is a minor inconvenience, not a major problem. Okay, I want to talk about crime. This is an inquiry I get from most people relocating here, and I think that the honest answer matters. Statistically, Yakima does have more crime than many cities of a similar size. That is absolutely true. You cannot argue with the statistics. But what's also true is that crime tends to be concentrated in very specific areas. And most of the people I know are not dealing with crime as part of their daily lives. Most of the neighborhoods my clients choose feel nothing like the reputation that people have heard online. The reputation and the day-to-day experience are often very different. Okay, let's talk about the cost of living difference because it is real. And this is one of the biggest reasons people do move here. The average home price in Yakima is dramatically lower than what you're going to find in Seattle, Portland, and many California markets. Housing is where people feel the biggest difference. Property taxes are generally more manageable than any of the other major metro areas, and utilities have historically been reasonable, although there have been some recent acquisitions that could affect that affordability. And if you're a remote worker here earning a larger city salary and then living in Yakima, the difference can be substantial. But I do want to talk about something that a lot of people here don't talk about or prepare you for. And that was one of the biggest surprises for me after moving here. And that was how seriously good the food scene is. And that's not because we have hundreds of trendy restaurants. It's because we're surrounded by agriculture. We have fresh produce. We have farm stands. We have local wine, local beer, a farm to table scene, really great local chefs that open their own restaurants here. And they really invest in the environment and the vibes of their local food scene. People here really genuinely care about food and about good quality food. And some of my favorite weekends here involve grabbing lunch with some friends or brunch and stopping at a farm stand or picking up fresh ingredients and spending the evening on a patio with local wine and local food. It's a lifestyle I didn't expect here, and it's one that I've really grown to love. So you might be asking yourself, is Yakima a good fit for me? Who are the type of people that thrive in Yakima, Washington? People who tend to love Yakima, Washington can include a wide range of people. We see the people who thrive most often being outdoor enthusiasts, gardeners, wine lovers, families, retirees, remote workers, and people who value space and affordability. Within 15 minutes of my house, actually within 10 minutes of my house, I can be at a state park. Within an hour, I can be in the mountains. And within a couple of hours, I can access some incredible skiing, hiking, fishing, camping, and outdoor recreation. And if you love being outside, this area gives you a lot of opportunities without the crowds. Okay, so I've said who may love it, but who may not love it? Yakima really is not perfect for everyone. If you want major city nightlife every single weekend, this probably isn't the right fit. You can make a quick trip over into Seattle for a weekend if you only want to do that a couple times a year. But if you're someone who enjoys the nightlife consistently, this probably isn't a good fit. If you depend on extensive public transportation, this is also probably not the right fit. It's a car-dependent city, that's for sure. If you want nonstop flights to everywhere, this probably isn't the right fit. You can absolutely travel from here. I do it all the time, but you'll often either connect through Seattle or make the drive to SeaTac. And for people who are frequent weekend trippers, that can be really frustrating. Healthcare, that is another area where the honesty really matters. We do have healthcare resources locally. We do have a hospital. We do have primary care providers. We have many important medical services available here, including trauma centers, but specialist care can involve travel. If you require highly specialized treatment or specialists, there is a good chance you'll find yourself making trips to larger cities periodically. So to wrap it up, in sum, I'm gonna give you some of my final thoughts. What I love most about living here in Yakima County is the lifestyle. I can wake up on a Saturday, call a friend, sit in the sunshine, grab brunch, play pickleball, go hiking, enjoy local wine, spend time in my garden, and eat food that was grown just a few miles away. And I can do all of that without sitting in traffic for half of my day. For a lot of people, that's exactly what they're looking for. They just don't know that Yakima exists yet. And if you're considering a move to Washington, or even more specifically, anywhere in Yakima County or the neighboring Kittitas County, I'd really love to help. Leave your questions in the comments, send me an email, or reach out using the information below. And if you're researching Yakima or Washington relocation, make sure you subscribe because I post new videos every week about what it's really, really like to live here. And if you'd like to stick around a little bit longer, YouTube really thinks that you might like this video next. I'll see you in the next one.